Hello and welcome to Strzegom for highlights of the 2017 FEI European Eventing Championships. A total of 77 competitors from 19 different nations have gathered in the southwest of Poland, all looking to get their name on the coveted Roll of Honour. Jung is attempting to become the first rider in history to be crowned European champion on 4 consecutive occasions, whilst his German side are also aiming for a 4th title in a row. However, the double Olympic gold medalist and world #1 is taking nothing for granted going into the event.
In the end, it's always a bit special with the horses. It's not like a computer. Every day is a bit different, and we have so much things around the sport with the weather and the spectators and everything. And yeah, if we are a bit lucky, it could work very well, I think. We have many good riders, good horses, good teams. But in the end, the competition is finished after 3 disciplines, and you have to be very concentrated on all 3 disciplines. If you have a little mistake somewhere, you have no chance to win.
Germany's biggest threat could come from Great Britain. The most successful nation in European Championship history took silver 2 years ago and are looking to reclaim the title they last won in 2009.
We've got some really experienced riders. We've got a group of young horses here, but very, very talented horses. And it's a strong competition. There's a lot of European horses which will also be thinking of winning medals, but we're very much in there in the mix. I've always been a team player. I think about these situations for your country. It's a team medal that counts, and if everyone puts in their personal bests, and we've got some really strong riders and combinations here this year, an individual medal could happen. So I think if you try your best, and you never know what will happen.
So on to the opening dressage, and we join the action with top German rider Bettina Hoy in the arena.
So next to go, Bettina Hoy and Senior Medicot. 11 years old, Senior Medicot. Bettina, the world number 11 at the moment. She won Blenheim last year on this horse. She won Houghton, Hall, Chatsworth, and the Le Moulin German Championships. Was 5th in the Event Rider Masters at Jardy. Bettina won Olympic bronze at Los Angeles in '84, the first woman to win an equestrian medal in eventing for Germany. Team bronze at The Hague in '94, team gold at Aachen in 2006. She was the European champion in '97 in the Opens at Burghley, and individual bronze at Bertoni.
Well, what a start for Bettina so far, and he really does impress in the dressage. Would certainly be the leading lady rider for Germany, along with Ingrid Klimke, but Bettina's been on the scene for many, many years, and this would be one of her strongest phases, the dressage. She doesn't really have a weak one. Used to be the cross-country. I'm not going to lie about that, but really has worked on it. And he looks an absolute picture in the arena. And one thing Bettina is incredibly good at is her arena riding. Her transitions, her use of the arena, she really gets into the corners. You'll watch her here really get into the corner and make the most of that 6 meters from the corner post to the marker, and then riding the whole length of this diagonal line, and then a transition back.
I just want to talk about their recent score at Le Moulin, which is at this level, it's at the 3 start, when they scored 26.3 penalties on their way to the German Championship title.
Obscene score. That's why she's one of the best.
Well, I have to tell you, and the reason I bring that up is because I can see
20s.
and you can't. Yeah, she's on 26.
Is she really? Yeah, I'm not surprised. It really has been a very good test indeed. Transition and up, and look at, she's brave, and he's ground covering, and then sits and closes and back down to the final center line. Now hold it together for the halt. Square, yes, nailed it.
So she is on over 80%, liable to score in the penalty score of the 20s. Bettina Hoy and Senior Medicot.
A remarkable performance from Bettina Hoy aboard Senior Medicot that delighted her teammates and German fans alike. The pair achieving a competition record of 24.6 penalties that proved to be unbeatable. And from then on it became a German procession. Ingrid Klimke claimed the second best score of 30.3, whilst Mikkel Jung's score of 32.8 put him in third place.
We were hoping to be in front after the dressage because we have 4 riders or 4 horses in the team which all won 4-star. So from the, I think, what strongest team we really had in the moment, but that they had these results, it's wonderful for us. We were just hoping to be number 1 after dressage, to try to keep the position. That we have such results, it's unbelievable, yeah, for us.
I did expect Senior Medico to do a very good test and to be very competitive. He's lovely to ride, and he's such a beautiful horse that I think he just always wows the spectators and also the judges.
A remarkable 1-2-3 for the defending champions, giving them a world record team total of 87.7 penalties. Over 24 points clear of France in second, with Great Britain just 0.1 of a penalty behind in third. On to day 2 in the pivotal cross-country phase. German designer Rüdiger Schwarz devised a 5,700-metre course with a time allowed of exactly 10 minutes. Let's look at that layout in more detail.
The first few fences, 1, 2 and 3, all within the first minute, designed to get them going. Then that accuracy question at 4. They push on down to the far end of the site and over the mounds in the triple brush arrowheads at 8. Coming back then through the combination at 11 to the first water. Here they jump in over a house, and then the angle on these houses, 13A and B, is extreme. It'll be very interesting when we get to show you that live for the first time, and then they come out over the boat. There is a long route there instead of taking on the severe angle. They'll come down then to the main arena where dressage has been for the last couple of days. There's quite a simple bit of a stocking filler fence really there, the Oxer, before they come back out to the water, jumping on the other side. And again, expected to be very busy. Here we see the really radically different long route. They've got brush corner, skinny brush corner on the straight route here. Show jumping style fence, step up to show jump, and then a white corner. And you can see also the length that line took to get around, how much time they would waste by going along there. Through the trees at 18, through the hedge line, they go to the very far end of the course at 20 to jump a house up on a mound. At fence 22, A and B, there's a very, very interesting use of terrain to a white corner. Before here, they roll back around to the final drop of the water. You can see there at the boat earlier on, they got their toes wet, but here they go into the water properly, and then it's this step up to brush-topped log. Away now, they'll go into the final field and approach their 9-minute marker, roughly here. But there's a lot of jumping efforts between there and home, including another big accuracy question of brush-top tractors at 28 A and B, and then pushing on to the granite house at 30 and the finish. So, for the leading nation in the competition after dressage, herself inside the top 10 on 36.3. This is Julia Krajewski with the DOKR, the German Olympic Committee for Equestrian Sports. Samurai de Taux. Julia, Rio Olympian with this horse, team silver medalist, ranked just outside the world's top 15. Samurai de Taux was third in his first 4-star at Le Moulin last year and came back this year as winner of the German 4-star. They've been winners at Houghton Hall, Wiesbaden and at Cruyth. They were second in the Nations Cup to Bettina Hoy at Houghton Hall in Norfolk in May of this year.
Just has a really good spook coming through the hedge line. I hope he gets a little bit braver on his way round, because there's a lot to look at in a second. They jump the picnic table at 3 and then cross over the main roads to the crowds and fence 4, A, B and C.
She's going straight at the Longines complex. Oh! Just jinked at the last minute, but Julia was there ready.
Well, that will fill a lot of people with confidence as they jump through that first combination. Didn't quite lock on, though, the whole way through. He was really looking. He's a little bit suspicious of the fences so far, and another slip on the landing. Away from 5, through the water to the boathouse at 6.
She's probably 100 metres or so away from her 9-minute marker. And she just goes over her own personal 9 minutes now. It comes about here, doesn't it?
Yeah, just on that turn before you jump the first of the gates. So she's not that far away from that optimal time of 10 minutes.
And yet there is a lot of jumping efforts in the final minute, including the accuracy question at the Ursus tractors, where Michael Ryan had his problem. So actually you'd like to have a couple of seconds in the bank to really set up for that.
Yeah, definitely. The trouble is in that last minute there are combination fences, so you need to just make sure that you're absolutely spot on. She's coming to the last question now. This is the Ursus tractors taking the direct route. Jumps the first and the second, and you can see her really open the right rein to make sure she gets that second part. 15 seconds now, 10 seconds to get home, 2 jumping efforts. She really isn't going to be far away from that optimum time.
No, Oliver Tannen was home in 10:03, including 2 stops on course. Julia Krajewski with 1 stop on course is going to be similarly close to the time. So 9 seconds over.
3.6 time.
So 23.6 added today, 59.9 for the #1 rider for the German team. It's our leader in the clubhouse at this very, very early stage. The #2 for Great Britain, Ros Cantor and All-Star B. They're a counting score for Great Britain, so this is important for the team campaign as well. 38.6, top 15 after dressage. Ros and All-Star B, 5th at badminton this year, and they've had some super results. Some of the world's toughest CIC 3-stars being a big part of the Nations Cup campaign for Great Britain over the last few seasons. Ros, full of determination to get this job done on her senior team debut.
Yeah, coming up to the corner now. Very big corner on the top of the bank. It's the 23rd fence.
It's good to see that because it had caused a fair few problems early on as well. It was a real rash of problems just there.
He's quite strong, All-Star B, but and Ros is very little, but he's responsive, and that's what you want.
Pop, pop. Ros Cantor and All-Star B clear through the Ursus tractors, heading towards home now. Keep an eye on that clock. 10 minutes, the optimum time.
Not going to be too far away from it.
There's the Echo Ratings table. Ros looks down at her clock, her own stopwatch. Rides for home. She might just miss out on the time, but she's not going to add too many penalties to the British score. But the point is that they were just 0.1 of a penalty behind France after dressage. They open up that margin slightly, but that is a counting score. Ros Cantor and All-Star B with just 1.6 time penalties. They're on 40.2, and the British team now on 113.5, still in bronze. Bettina Hoy and Senor Medicott, the dressage leaders, on an imperious 24.6. Bettina, who won Blenheim with this horse last September, she's won at Houghton Hall in the Nations Cup, Chatsworth, and also the German Championships at Le Moulin. Bettina has been an Olympic medalist, world medalist, and also has been European champion back in 1997 at Burghley. 24.6 though, simply incredible. And they are a combination that can do incredible work in all 3 tests.
Yeah, I was just using my fingers and toes. 20 years, isn't it, since her last European win individually. Senor Medicott, he can be spooky. She gave him a little snap down the shoulder at the second. I wonder what she's going to do here, because when he's spooky, he can be wobbly. We know that, we've seen that in the past. She's going to go straight.
Gritting the teeth.
Yeah, come on, Bettina.
He's
look at it,
over
look at
it,
look at it. No! No!
Nearly, if she'd just been able to apply a little bit more energy, but I imagine in that distance that is nigh on impossible.
It really is impossible, and this is such a bogey fence. I am surprised that she didn't take the longer route, play it safe, when she has got such a commanding lead.
I mean, the number of time penalties she could afford, she could be nearly 30 seconds over and still stay in front of Ingrid Klimke.
She will be kicking herself at that. She knew that fence was problematic, and she actually felt him being spooky at the beginning. Look, he's wary again. He's such a cheeky monkey that you would have thought that she would have just played safe there, got into a rhythm. She's now giving him a smack and saying, come on, wake up, get on with the job.
In team terms, that is going to put Germany on a minimum of 107. Oh my goodness, come on, Senior Medicot. 107, and remember, France is on 111. We've yet to see their second team rider. Great Britain, after second team rider, on 113. The lead is gone. This medal competition now is as tight as it could possibly be.
It really is. She's going to be hoping that he's going to now pick up the bit and just travel a little bit more. Oh my goodness, she's going to go long. That's sensible riding. He is not travelling very well across the country. We've seen this horse do this before. Come on, come on. Good. Wow, what a start for Bettina Hoy and Senior Medicot as they gallop away.
So the number 26 ranked rider in the world, 12th after dressage on 38.2, Billy the Red and Tina Cook, 10th at Badminton this spring. Top 10 in the CICs at Chatsworth, Bramham, where they were second, in fact, and Blenheim in the 8- and 9-year-old last year, before then a top 10 in the 4-star at Pau.
Well, as good as any. Billy the Red really straight through 12, 13A, 13B and 14, gets a huge round of applause and the crowd cheering her on as she goes into the main arena.
And Bettina is off. So not only do they have to counter stop, now they have to completely discard her score. She won't be able to contribute to the Germans, so the Germans now fall back on the score of Julia Krajewski, and they're off the podium.
He just wasn't going at all today.
Just really sticky, really backward. Of course, super to see them both up on their feet, but it is not the round we would have wanted for Bettina. Record breaker yesterday. The highs of equestrianism and the lows of equestrianism in very, very quick succession. Tina just looping back towards this final water. The Poda water at 24. Good positive jump in. Tina clocks the head and eyes over to the left for the bounce stride up and out over the brush. Just drifts a tiny bit to the right in the distance, but they are clear.
She's going to make the time easily. Got 2 fences left to jump. Now 1. Checks her watch. She knows that that time is on. She's still kicking for the last. I don't think she really needs to. Just 1 fence left. The finish is very close to the end. That's it. Clear inside the time. She punches the air. 5 seconds inside the time, and she takes the lead. What a great round for the British third team rider. Tina Cook, Billy the Red.
Ingrid Klimke and Horseware Hale Bob, the Oldenburger. Galloping on, still positively out at the far end of the course. 3 minutes on their clock. Coming to the ANR fence, this oxer and corner, both frangible, both on the min clips, so they will deform under specific downward pressure.
So she needed to be there in 3 minutes and 21. She was there in 3 minutes and 19.
So here's Horseware, Hale Bob and Ingrid. Next big water. Jumping those 3 brushes, and she's up on the clock, but still by about 5 seconds. Horseware, Hale Bob, he loves this job.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, you only have to look at the horse's expression as he's galloping across the country. Ears pricked, focused, looking for his next fence. Pops over the 19th. Again, should be there 6:16, so she's now about 4-5 seconds up on the clock. This is where Ingrid's very clever, because she'll up the tempo between the fences. She knows there's some combination fences coming up. Fence 20. 6 minutes and 39 seconds she should be jumping this. 5 seconds up. So this is looking like a really good round.
She's riding for the overnight lead. Tina Cook now confirmed will finish the day no lower than 8th.
Ingrid Klimke up to the corner at 23. Gets a pat from Ingrid. That's the first anxious moment I think we've seen. So they start their 360-degree turn at the water. 24 A, B and C. 8 minutes and 8 seconds as they leave the water. And still 5 seconds up. She's staying in a consistent rhythm.
Remember, although Ingrid clearing inside the time for her delivers her the individual lead going into the final day, it is also necessary to merely hold Germany in bronze medal position.
Interestingly, down there, she's just asking Horseware Hale Bob to change legs. She asked him 3 times, he didn't respond, and on the 4th time he did. So I just wonder whether he's getting a little bit tired, because it's not like him not to respond to Ingrid. She wanted that right canter lead as she came into the fence around the corner so as he wasn't unbalanced. I think it's been surprisingly, it's getting warmer. It still would be, I think, around 20 degrees, 22. Certainly not as warm as we've had it so far this week. But whether the riders are just finding that the hill on the far side going up to the Rainbow House from 19, 20, 21, around there is actually more of a pull than they thought.
Yeah, no, I'd agree, because it's easy to misjudge the distance you've done on the flat as well, because you're going up and down, and then that hill can just be that last little bit that can tip the balance.
Ooh. That was a lucky moment, and this, so the clock, 9 minutes 30. She's definitely up on the clock, but she needed to be jumping that at 9:30 to get the time. 9:43. Well, she's slightly up again, and also Hale Bob is answering questions. So she goes to the last. She's going to be inside the time. So it goes into overnight gold medal individual place.
Yeah, 9 minutes 52 is the confirmed time. It is 0 for jumping, 0 for time. She stays on 30.3 and goes to the head of the leaderboard, where she will remain for the rest of the day. The team that is in gold medal position as we started the 4th rider rotation. Great Britain. Their number 4 rider is Nicola Wilson with Bulana.
Bulana looks keen, really stands off. She takes a stride off early at the... She's really pulling. I think Nicola's going to go the long routes here. Or is she? No, she's eyeing up the straight routes.
And Nicola always says that as strong as she looks, it doesn't feel quite like that on board, and she still feels adjustable.
Oh.
I hope it's the case.
Oh. Wow, 4 and 3. We wished that Bettina had done that earlier, because that's what Senior Medicott wanted to do. But Bulana was really, really careful through there to actually get 3 strides in that second part and jump and be clean was remarkable.
Nicola's the world number 4 at the moment. Just misreads the water there for a second. Bulana and Nicola won the FEI Nations Cup Finals individual classification at Boekelo in 2015 in the Netherlands. Whew. And look again how much more rideable Bulana looks to us now. Just not that absolute fierce forward motion, but now really reacting and riding with Nicola, and they're about 5 or 6 seconds adrift, but that is doable. As we say, there's a couple of long galloping stretches now as well.
Yeah, this is one of them. This is where really the hills start coming in, because they've had a downhill run nearly the whole way, and this now from fence 16 to 17-18 to the Devaku combination at 17-18, and away from there is all uphill until you jump the Rainbow House at fence 20, and then downhill to the Oak Log. So this is where the pull starts. We'll watch this line as well. Yeah, tight line. Don't think she was as tight as Gemma, but she was certainly on a tight line there, saving every second.
Of course, every second she saves to keep herself inside the time maintains the advantage that Great Britain have. They're on 113.5. Germany's their best possible finishing score today is 123. So if Nicola can be inside the time, she gives Great Britain 2 fences in hand tomorrow in the show jumping.
Nicola Wilson and Bulana, their furthest round at the corner at 23, needs to jump the corner at 23 in 7 minutes 35. She is thereabouts. She's made up a couple of seconds. And the one thing about Bulana is she can gallop all the way home. It's a relentless gallop. Turning back to the water, this is the final water, the polar water, 24, A, B and C. We've seen this sea element cause a bit of a problem. He's been leaving at 8:08.
The other thing, clearing inside the time. Then Nicola sits back and sees it, whether there are problems, whether there are time faults for Mickey Jung, Sarah Algerson-Ostholt, and she could find herself on the individual podium overnight.
We now run down to the Ursus tractors at 28A and 28B. She's got to take the long route if she's in any chance, or has any chance of getting near that optimum time. She is. Come on, Bulana. Very good, very, very good. She says, go on, and the mare answers the questions. 2 fences left, optimum time, 10 minutes. She's going to be very, very close. It's going to be nip and tuck.
Well, probably one of Britain's best cross-country riders of the last 10 or so years.
She's going to make it, she's going to make it, or 1 second over, 1 second over. 0.4 of a time penalty to add, and they finish on 35.5. Goes into, well, no worse than 4th place overnight. So that's great news for Great Britain, secures them overnight gold.
113.9 will be the score for Great Britain. That can't be touched if Germany's rider here, Nicola Jung and fischerRocana, go clear. Germany will finish on 123. So Great Britain will have a minimum of 2 poles in hand tomorrow.
That's very exciting for Great Britain.
So the world number 1, the double Olympic champion Nicola Jung. He's won the last 3 renewals of this championship with 3 different horses. He's aiming to be the latest Strzegom record breaker by winning 4 European titles in a row, the first rider to ever do so. fischerRocana, former world young horse champion, 3 times winner of the Kentucky 3-day event in America at the 4-star level. Also been runner-up at Le Moulin, runner-up at Pau. 32.8 was their score for 3rd. Clearing inside the time, goes 2nd and secures silver overnight for Germany as well. Only 2 inside the time today, 3 inside the time, my apologies. Pietro Roman, Tina Cook and Ingrid Klimke. At the end of their 2nd day, Mickey Jung coming to this halfway mark order, 5 minutes, the marker here in the middle.
Great to get a clock check if we could on him at the water. So there's the clock, 5 minutes now. Oh my goodness. So he's way up on the clock.
Well, we also just saw starting a moment ago Lieutenant Colonel Thibaut Valette and King de Brio, individual medalists at the Blair Europeans last year, Olympic gold medalists with the French team last summer. France a little bit out of contention in the team scoring, but Thibaut challenging for another individual medal this weekend.
Okay. At 5 minutes and 42, he should be jumping the first part of the Devaku fence. He is literally 15 seconds, if not more, up on the clock.
And there he wasn't anything like as tight as Jevitatis or even Nicola Wilson, but the forward pace he was able to maintain through his partnership with this mare was just second to none. I'd say he was the fastest through that fence of anyone.
Yeah, he is 16 seconds up. He needs to jump that 6 minutes and 16 seconds. So if he would like to stop and have a cup of tea, I think he could. Sign a few autographs, then he's still got time to do that. Wow. The nice thing is that, you know, he just used that ground there as a little training exercise. The mare met the downhill, he sat quiet, allowed the horse to do its job and landed. And this is the thing, when you press uphill, you always risk jumping way out. And it was just so economically done.
Mickey Jung, fischerRocana. Clear the double of gates.
Yeah, he should be at the corner before the first gate. Just about now.
Where do we think? We're still 16 or 20 seconds?
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
On the clock now. Could afford to take the long route. I'm going to. Why would you?
He has such a great relationship with this horse. It's been proven again and again, particularly at the Kentucky Horse Park, which has become a happy hunting ground for the pair, with 3 wins over the last 3 years at the 4-star level. And this wasn't his first choice horse for these championships, but you know, he went to the Rio Olympic Games last summer with his 3rd choice horse, which just happened to be La Biacetique Sam, that had won Badminton, Burghley, the World Championships, the European Championships, and gave him the double Olympic gold, only the 3rd person to ever do that in the history of the sport. He stays on his dressage score, 32.8. Individual silver overnight is assured.
Sarah Olgutson-Ostolt is away with Reality 39.
Yeah, Sarah and Reality 39. Sarah ranked just outside the world's top 100, was the individual Olympic silver medalist at London, and was part of the Swedish team that won European silver at Malmo 4 years ago, riding this horse. This horse, a former world 6-year-old young horse champion, formerly Mrs. Medicott, and her husband Frank, 2-time German Olympian, rode the horse during her most recent pregnancy, taking a win at Arville. And then Sarah also rode this horse at the Blair Europeans 2 years ago. Good results this year at Le Moulin and Aachen at the CIC 3-star level, and they were 5th after dressage and riding at the moment for individual bronze.
So here we go with the time check. We need the time in the middle of the water to be 5 minutes for Sarah Olgutson-Ostolt and Reality 39. They're down on the clock. They need to up their game a little bit. John quite rightly said earlier that this combination aren't the fastest across the country.
So, looking at the individual situation, Sarah is 1.3 penalties in front on dressage terms of Nicola Wilson, so she can afford to be 3 seconds over the time, but not 4 seconds over, in which case Nicola Wilson will be in individual bronze medal position overnight.
Yeah, currently Great Britain sitting 3rd, 4th and 5th, with 1-2 Germany, Ingrid Klimke and Michael Jung. So this is a really important round.
Sarah Olgutson-Ostolt and Reality. Remember, if they're 4 seconds or more down, they'll drop down the order and put Nicola Wilson into individual bronze medal position overnight. They jump the fischerRocana and go to the Poda water at 24.
So dropping downhill on this 360-degree turn, Sarah Algerson-Ostolt and Reality 39. She's made up a little bit of ground, but she still needs to be leaving the water 8 minutes, 8 seconds. How close is she? About 4 seconds down. So this is a very achievable now, as long as Reality 39 can keep up the gallop towards home. So Sarah Algerson-Ostolt and Reality 39 coming up the hill towards the fourth last. It is the double gates. I tell you what, she's not far off, but she's going to have to keep galloping. 9 minutes is now, and she's there.
We could hear her stopwatch a little earlier as well, so maybe she's been chasing that earlier on, but now if she thinks she's down, she might have just gone a little bit. You know, that's a worry. I would hope not. Yeah.
Because she is there. We start our watches 5 seconds before, so we've got both hands on the reins. Well, majority of us do. It just depends when she started it and how close she wants to be to that optimum time. It may be that she started a little bit earlier to give herself a little bit of a kick up the backside to say, right, come on, I need to get this time. She's not going to quite make it, I don't think. She's not going to be far away. Maybe one or two, maybe 3 seconds over, something like that.
So remember, 3 seconds bronze, 4 seconds.
Oh my
Nicola
goodness.
Wilson's in bronze.
Oh my goodness.
1, 2. That's your lot. 0.8 of a penalty here for Reality 39 and Sarah Algerson-Ostolt. She's on 35.0 and is in bronze medal position overnight. Our individual medal spots are confirmed, and Nicola Wilson and Bulana on 35.5, just half a penalty behind. Remember, the cost tomorrow of a second over the time allowed is 1 penalty, 1 full penalty, and a pole is 4 penalties.
I'm really thrilled because he was in such good shape. He was really cantering always on the minute points, and each difficult question, it felt like easy. So he was so bold, so full of himself, and so much confident. It was really pure fun.
Germany's Ingrid Klimke leads the individual standings going into the jumping phase. But the defending champions lie second to Great Britain in the team competition, with Sweden in third. However, it's tight at the top as we return to the action with Britain's Ros Canter in the arena.
A championship debut for this young lady, Ros Canter. She's with All-Star B. She's had 4 top 10s at Nations Cup competitions, including being third here at Strzegom last year with this horse, All-Star. They've completed Burghley and been 5th at Badminton. 4 seconds over the time yesterday. They're on 40.2 penalties.
Yeah, really good across the country. 1.2 time penalties. And All-Star B, he's a really big horse, and Ros isn't very big herself, but they're a great partnership, owned by Ros herself and Caroline Moore. Just lands on the back rail, but it stays. Come on, Ros, we're all holding our breath here. It's a really important round for the British team.
2 poles in hand over Germany.
Oh, come on, just the last. And she's done it.
What a championship debut for Ros Kanter at All-Star B. She was 0.1 of a penalty in front of Kai Ruder in the individual classification. And with just 3 riders remaining on her team on Sunday, she had to go clear. 113.9, no change to the British score in position for Team Gold. Holding 6th, Tina Cook, Billy the Red.
Billy the Red for Britain on a 38.2 in 6th.
Tina, who won an individual medal on her championship debut back in 1993. She's been an Olympic individual and team medalist, world team medalist. This horse, Billy the Red, was 10th at Badminton this spring. And has also been 10th inside the top 10 at Po.
Yeah, slightly nervous at time now, Tina, who's had a really good record with this horse show jumping. Just gives that water tray a rub, but it stays. Turning around to the triple bar and Ursus Oxus 6 and 7. Tina walked the course this morning a few times. I walked a number of fences with her, and also Tina's mother, Althea, walked the course, and then she had another walk round with team trainer Chris Bartle.
She is the consummate championship rider. She's proven it for a very, very
Tina.
long
yes,
time.
she's done it.
Clear for Tina Cook and Billy the Red. Only had 1 pole down in his last 6 runs coming into these championships, and makes it another clear when it really counts. 38.2. So, Ros Kanter's clear, Tina Cook's clear. Ros Kanter hasn't had a pole with All-Star B in 16 months, we're told. It's an unbelievable run at the international level. Nicola Wilson with Bulana, 35.5 their score. Nicola was unlucky to just be 1 second over yesterday on the clock. Nicola and Bulana went to their first 4-star this summer at Le Moulin, where they finished in 2nd position. They won Buccolo together in 2015.
So Great Britain with 2 poles in hand. If Nicola jumps clear or has 2 down, does that still get us the gold?
Yes. Let me do. Yes.
This is our final team member.
But that's the important thing. If she's clear or on 1, it is gold, no doubt about it. But if she's clear, she's in 4th position, let's not forget. She could end up on the individual podium. She could end up European champion.
Oh, that just gave me goosebumps. Come on, Nicola. Bulana. She is a feisty mare. She frightened all of us when she came to the 4th on the cross country yesterday. Really, really keen to get on with the job. Nicola just held her nerve and said, wait a second. And she has to do it a little bit in the show jumping as well.
I think Nicola's just become really used to it, because herself, she says, no, 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 she doesn't look, she's
That's
not
it.
anything like as strong.
That's it.
Well, yes, if she doesn't knock it. The arms are aloft in the British camp because they have won gold. A long wait since 2009, watching the Germans dominate the sport, but the Brits are back in business. Nicola Wilson and Bulana clear for jumping today, knocking on the door of the individual podium. And Great Britain are gold medalists, European champions, as a result of 3 show jumping clears today. Sara Algotsson-Ostholt in overnight bronze medal position with Reality 3.9. Rode this horse on the Malmo team for Sweden that placed in silver medal position. Reality 3.9 is a former world young horse champion. Husband Frank Ostholt riding the horse had a win at Arville, and Sara also rode this horse at the Blair Europeans. In top 10 this year at Le Moulin and at Aachen. 35.0 so she's only half a penalty in front of Nicola Wilson. A pole puts Nicola on the podium, and that is exactly what has just happened. Now there's 2 poles. The individual silver medalist in London. That was the show jumping that day that cost her. She missed out on an individual medal in 2011 in the show jumping as well at the European Championships in Le Moulin. So it is 12 jumping forwards. So 47 penalties in the final analysis for Sarah Algerson-Osthold, costing her 5 places on the ranking. Nicola Wilson up into bronze, Tina Cook in 4th, Ros Cantor in at least 5th position. They can finish no lower than bronze on 148.4 team score. Nicola Jung, the world #1, the double Olympic champion, has won the last 3 runnings of this championships with 3 different horses. He's here for a 4th title on a 4th different horse, which would be something that has been unmatched in our sport. They've said we've made that kind of challenge to Mickey plenty of times before now. If there's something that hasn't been done in our sport before, he usually does it. 25 penalties in hand over Sweden for Team Silver. FischerRocana, former world young horse champion, 3 times a 4-star winner at the Kentucky 3-day event, but actually hasn't jumped clear in the CCI format, jumping on the final day since 2015. And he went very, very fast yesterday.
Good 20 seconds inside the time on the cross-country yesterday. He went very quickly. And we're hoping that she will jump a clear round. Not a clear round, jumping in this way with the show jumping final phase, as John said, since 2015.
Well, 1 pole would drop him behind Nicola Wilson. That's how close it is. Moving her up to silver. A clear is minimum silver for Mickey and FischerRocana.
Well, she hasn't looked like touching a pole.
So, Germany will be European individual champions this year. Will it be Mickey Jung for a 4th time, or might it be Ingrid Klimke? We will know within the next 5 minutes here, but finishing on his dressage score of 32.8. Nicola Jung and FischerRocana FST become our leaders and guarantee themselves at least silver in these championships. So Germany, with Ingrid Klimke still to jump, and they need her score, but silver on 123. They can't overtake Great Britain for gold, and they would hope not to spend the 20 penalties and end up falling behind Sweden. Ingrid Klimke, twice an Olympic gold medalist. Rio was her 5th Olympic Games. She's been on the German team that won gold at Le Moulin 2011, Malmo 2013 and Blair 2015, and a world team gold medalist as well. And together, they're still on their dressage score of 30.3. Now, a single pole would put her on 34.3, dropping her 1 place. More than that, and she could drop right off the podium.
She's hoping for a clear round. She's spent most of the summer show jumping at Horseware Hale Bob. With Ingrid, looked really class on the cross country yesterday. Anxious moment at the 3rd last, but managed to stay inside the flag. The ground jury had a very good look at that. Ooh, lucky at the Longines. Come on, Bobby.
Well, he's faltered at Badminton this year, and he faltered at Le Moulin, but jumped clear last time out at Aachen. 4 to go.
Ooh. She's done it.
The daughter of the long-standing, most successful Olympic equestrian of all time, Dr. Rainer Klimke. His daughter Ingrid Klimke takes European gold here on 30.3, her dressage score. What a way to win it. If you're going to do it on your dressage score. Ingrid Klimke is champion of Europe for Germany. Nicola Jung in silver, Nicola Wilson for Great Britain in bronze. And on the team podium, it will be Great Britain, champions of Europe. Germany there confirmed in second place on 123 penalties, and bronze will be Sweden. But in the individual classification, we see medals for Ingrid Klimke, Nicola Jung and Nicola Wilson. Tina Cook, finishing on her dressage score, is in fourth. Ros Cantor in fifth on her championship debut.
This is the first individual gold medal I have won, so I'm really proud and very happy, and I'm so pleased because Horseware did such a wonderful job in all three phases. He couldn't be better, so he really deserved it.
Oh, this feels great to be back. You know, I've had a couple of years where I've been off the teams and being reserve, and to have this lovely young horse in Billy the Red. He's only a 10-year-old, so there's a lot of future ahead of him. He's so classy and he went so well this week. It's really exciting. We came here wanting the team gold, and if we put in our personal best like Nicola has done, she's won the individual medal. I was just behind her in fourth. You know, we've produced some really good results. It's very, very brilliant for Great Britain.
So Great Britain are European eventing champions for the first time since 2009, ending Germany's run of 3 successive victories. The individual gold does go to Germany once again, with 2013 silver medalist Ingrid Klimke claiming her first ever title, denying compatriot Nicola Jung of a record-breaking 4th consecutive triumph. Thank you for watching our highlights of the 2017 European Eventing Championships. From me, John Kyle, Spencer Stammy and the rest of the team, it's goodbye.